What would you do if you found a wallet filled with $10,000 in cash while you were homeless and hungry? For most people, the answer might be simple. But for one man sitting on a cold bench in Chicago, that decision would change his life forever. Because sometimes, doing the right thing when no one is watching can lead to something unbelievable. This is the story of the homeless man who returned a lost wallet. Underscore 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 underscore. Every morning, Michael sat on the same bench near a busy street in Chicago. Most people walked past him without even looking. Some pretended he didn't exist. Others simply avoided eye contact. Michael had been homeless for almost 2 years. Before that, he had a normal life. A small apartment, a construction job, a car. But one accident at work had changed everything. A serious back injury meant he couldn't continue heavy labor. Without income, bills piled up. Soon his savings disappeared. And eventually, his apartment was gone too. Now his days were simple. Wake up, find food, stay warm, survive. That morning was especially cold. The wind blew through the streets, making people rush quickly to their offices. Michael rubbed his hands together to stay warm. He hadn't eaten since yesterday afternoon. Just then, something caught his eye. A black leather wallet lying near the sidewalk. At first, he thought someone would come back for it. But minutes passed. No one returned. Michael slowly walked over and picked it up. The wallet felt thick. Very thick. Curious, he opened it. Inside was something he never expected. Stacks of cash. Hundreds of dollars, maybe thousands. His heart began to race. For the first time in months, Michael realized he was holding enough money to change his life. But the wallet also contained something else. An ID card. And suddenly, the decision became much harder. Underscore 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 underscore. Michael stared at the money for several seconds. His mind started racing. This money could solve everything. Food, a motel room, new clothes. Maybe even a fresh start. No one had seen him pick up the wallet. No cameras. No witnesses. He could simply walk away. But then he looked again at the ID card. The name read, Daniel Carter. There was also a business card inside. CEO of a technology company. Michael sighed. This guy probably has millions, he muttered. What difference would this money make to him? But another thought quickly followed. What kind of man would I become if I kept it? Michael's father used to say something when he was young. Character is what you do when nobody is watching. Michael closed the wallet slowly. For a moment, he imagined what life would look like if he kept the money. Warm bed, hot meals, safety. But deep down, he knew something. If he kept the wallet, he would lose the only thing he still had left. His self-respect. After a long pause, Michael stood up. He made a decision. He was going to return the wallet, even if it meant staying hungry another day. Underscore 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 finding Daniel Carter wasn't going to be easy. The business card showed an office address about 3 miles away. For most people, that was a short drive. But for Michael, it meant a long walk through the cold city. Still, he began walking. Step by step, cars passed him. People rushed by. No one noticed the homeless man carrying a wallet full of money. After nearly an hour, Michael finally reached the tall glass building listed on the card. It was huge. A modern corporate office. Inside, employees walked around in suits and expensive shoes. Michael hesitated before entering. His clothes were dainty. His beard untrimmed. Security guards stood near the entrance. But he gathered his courage and walked in. Immediately, people stared. A receptionist looked confused. "Can I help you?" she asked carefully. Michael held up the wallet. "I think this belongs to your boss," he said. Her eyes widened. Within minutes, Security contacted the executive office. Upstairs, Daniel Carter had been searching everywhere for his missing wallet. Not because of the money, but because of something far more important inside. When he heard someone had found it, he rushed downstairs. He expected to see another business person. Instead, he saw a homeless man standing quietly near the front desk, holding his wallet. Underscore 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 Daniel Carter walked quickly toward Michael. "Is that my wallet?" he asked. Michael nodded and handed it over. Daniel opened it immediately. Everything was still inside. Every dollar, every card, nothing missing. He looked up at Michael in disbelief. "You didn't take anything?" Daniel asked. Michael shook his head. "It's yours," he said simply. Daniel stared at him for a moment. Then he asked a question. "Do you know how much money was in here?" Michael smiled slightly. "Enough to change my life," he replied. The room fell silent. Daniel looked around at his employees. Many of them avoided eye contact. Finally, he turned back to Michael. "Why didn't you keep it?" he asked. Michael shrugged. "Because it wasn't mine." Daniel stood there quietly for several seconds. Then he said something that surprised everyone. "I think you just proved something today," Daniel said. "That honesty still exists." But what happened next shocked the entire office. Underscore 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 underscore. Daniel Carter reached into his pocket and pulled out a business card. But this time, he didn't just hand it to Michael. He asked a question. "Do you want a job?" Michael blinked in surprise. "A job?" he repeated. Daniel nodded. "I run a logistics company," he explained. "We need people we can trust." He paused before adding, "And after today, I know I can trust you." Michael couldn't believe what he was hearing. For 2 years, people had ignored him, avoided him, judged him. But now someone saw something different. Character. Within a week, Michael started working at Daniel's company. At first, it was a small position, warehouse assistant. But Michael worked harder than anyone. Months passed, then a year. Eventually, he was promoted, then promoted again. 3 years later, Michael was managing an entire department. And it all started with a wallet and a decision. A decision made on a cold Chicago morning. A decision between money and doing the right thing. Sometimes the smallest choices create the biggest changes. Stories like this remind us that honesty still matters. Even when life is difficult, even when no one is watching. Michael could have kept that money. But instead, he chose integrity. And that one decision changed his life forever. If this story inspired you, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more powerful stories just like this. Because sometimes, the greatest rewards come from simply doing the right thing.